you remember your grandparents? What were they like and where were they from?
All four of my grandparents came from Germany when they were very young, and they came to New York. And my paternal grandparents, I don't remember so clearly as them, because I think they died when I was younger. But my mother's mother, my maternal grandparents, lived in Newport, Rhode Island, and we used to go up there to visit them for maybe 3 or 4 weeks during the summer. My mother, myself, my sister, and sometimes my older brother would come, and my father would sometimes come. And we came up by a paddle wheel vessel called the Fall River Line. And when I was back to New York, to Newport, Rhode Island, many years later, no one knew what I was talking about. So my maternal grandmother, I remember much more, because she died in 1937 and 1938, so I was already much older. We had a lot of fun around her house. She had a big old Victrola that you had to crank up to make the records go around, spring wound. And I remember going out to Jamestown, which is an island near there, and picking blueberries, the 3 of us, my mother and us kids, and coming back with buckets full of them, which we sold back to our grandmother. She paid for the ferry ride too, so it wasn't much of it. She got the better end. No, we got the better end of it. Okay?
What invention happened in your life that you liked the best? The least?
Invention. When I was a kid? Okay. A crystal set. They used to have sets that you could buy at stores like Circuit City, which operated with a little tiny finger of a wire that when you put it on top of a little piece of crystal, it would pick up the radio waves. And we could get radios from stations from most of the country, and we kept a log of which station, which country we were able to get at. We even got as far as South Africa one night on the crystal set. And that was just marvelous, just marvelous. Another magic invention was something called the telephone. And how could I hear my mother's voice on the telephone? I don't understand that.
What's your favorite food?
I'm thinking. I like Mexican food. Nice and zingy. Good. When you go to a Mexican restaurant, you can be sure that you're going to come out feeling full. Not like some of the other, what's called California cuisine. Have you heard about that? Little tiny portions. I don't like those at all.
Where in the world would you like to go that you haven't been to before?
Okay. I think where in the world would have to be in the North American continent, because there are places like on the northeast corner of Canada, there's some wild coastlines. There's also Vancouver Island, which has a wild scenic coastline. So there's a lot of places right here in the United States or Canada that I haven't been to that I would like to someday.
Have you ever had an operation?
Yeah, I've had my tonsils out. I had a cleft palate repaired. I had a hernia operation. And the most recent one was something called a heart bypass, coronary bypass. You know what that is? When the blood vessels around surrounding the heart get kind of icky inside, they don't get the blood that the heart needs to operate on. So what they had to do was to open me up, take the heart out, hook it up to a heart-lung machine, and it was pumping blood into me, purified, aerated blood, while they went to work on the heart someplace else. Then they put it back up and they zipped me up.
Whoa.
Oh,
See what you get when you ask questions? That's more than you ever wanted to know, isn't it? Well, it says something about older people and health, doesn't it?
What are you most proud of?
Okay. your sister Kim said it better. What are you very proud of? Recently I got an award from the Sierra Club for helping to edit a newsletter that everyone just raves about. And it feels very good to have that award. And it's in the, write-up is on the letters I've written to Julia that your family gets a copy of. Okay. By the way, just as an aside, you asked me about my grandparents. Both of my grandmothers were named Julia. So that my other granddaughter is also named Julia, who lives in near Boston. I have a question for you. I understand that you're going to be writing something about your grandpa. I have a question.
Yeah, writing down the interview?
I'd like a copy of it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And that is the end of our interview. Thank you, Grandpa.
You're more than welcome, sweetie.